This is The Wire for 1500 Zulu, December 14th, 2025. Precedence is priority, information cutoff is 1400. Bottom line up front. Terror attack strikes Australia as 12 killed in Bondi Beach mass shooting. Vehicle ramming attack foiled in Germany. Mass shooting reported at Brown University in Providence. Beginning with international events. In Australia, a few hours ago, a complex terror attack took place at a Hanukkah event in Bondi Beach. Multiple gunmen approached a gathering of people at a picnic area on the east side of the park and began engaging those taking part in holiday celebrations. At least 2 men took up a tactical position on the pedestrian bridge at grid coordinate 56 Hotel, Lima Hotel, 40786, 48784. From there, the gunmen began firing at event participants in the park below. After a few minutes, these 2 shooters were eventually neutralized by armed police on this bridge. At least 1 other gunman was present at the shooting, but was disarmed by a bystander who attacked the shooter with his bare hands and took the weapon from him. This disarmed shooter was later detained by police on the pedestrian bridge with the others. Analysts comment. Concerning casualties, right now the number stands at 10 killed during the attack with a few dozen wounded. At least 2 of the attackers were wounded or killed by armed police, however their status is not known. The total number of shooters involved in this attack is also not known, but right now the count stands at 3 shooters taking part in the attack. At least 1 shooter did survive, as indicated by the videos of the incident taken by observers. Regarding the identities of the attackers, official confirmation of their name and status will take some time. However, photos of the shooters' driver's licenses have circulated social media in the hours after the attack. At least 1 of the attackers appears to be Naveed Akram, who had a New South Wales driver's license. In Germany, yesterday a vehicle ramming attack was foiled by police, which involved a local terror cell in Lower Bavaria. Local authorities state that 5 suspects have been arrested after they planned to carry out a vehicle ramming attack at a Christmas market in the Dingolfing-Landau area. Analysts comment. The suspects have not been identified by name, however their nationalities are 1 Egyptian, 3 Moroccans, and 1 Syrian. All are currently being held in pre-trial detention, and more documents are expected to be released regarding how this plot was alleged to have been planned. On the home front, in Rhode Island, yesterday evening a mass shooting was reported at Brown University after a shooter opened fire during final exams near the Barras and Hawley Engineering Building on campus. 2 people were killed and 9 were wounded during the attack. Analysts comment. The assailant egressed from the area after the shooting, which triggered a manhunt for several hours and prevented the scene from being secured for medical personnel to provide aid to the wounded. As of this morning, police state that they have 1 person of interest in custody regarding the case, however they stopped short of calling this person a suspect. Officially, the shooter has not been captured yet. No weapon was recovered from the scene, and the assailant was wearing a mask during the attack. Analyst comments for this wire. In Germany, it must be noted that if this terror cell was rolled up by police, there are probably others which have not yet been detected. 5 terrorists is not a lone wolf style attack and heavily indicates a more hierarchical organizational structure. Depending on how well this cell was organized and commanded, this could mean that other terrorists that haven't been detected yet might be motivated to accelerate their attack planning. Considering the success of the horrific attack in Australia, it's possible that other attacks are coming down the pipeline. As such, increased situational awareness and vigilance is strongly recommended as terrorism risks remain high this holiday season. This concludes The Wire for 1500 Zulu, December 14th, 2025.